Welcome to day 210 of our DeSo journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And once again, our show is sponsored by CloutFeed.
Yeah, I know the last like 10 or 11 days, we went over features that you could find on CloutFeed and not find anywhere else. I think the biggest feature of CloutFeed is the fact that it's actually an app that you can download for your phone and get notifications to your phone. So, I mean, that's where DeSo is lacking, is that there is no mobile app. There's only mobile websites. So CloutFeed's app is amazing. Check it out.
Yes, it is. So let's get on with the news. And not too much happening in the DeSo world yesterday, but the price did bounce back up to $92. That's where it sits right now. It hit as low as 72 over the weekend, or I guess it was a Monday. And so it's good to see it bounce back. Like people start getting a little scared and a little nervous when we see it drop that low. But we'll see if it tests 100 again. Maybe it can break 100 again. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Cloudcast Jason Devlin, he made a funny post and it's like it's so accurate. And it was something along the lines, I'm not quoting it, of when if if DeSo was at $150 and there's a flash crash to 75, everybody would be rushing to buy it. But when it's at 75, nobody's buying it. And it's just that psychological effect. If you believe in the platform, if you believe where things are headed, then this is like the perfect buying opportunity. But like I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just saying like the mental aspects of investing are tough. And Jason Devlin's post kind of hit the nail on the head for us.
Yeah, for sure. And also yesterday, Natter made a post talking about the referral program and the issues that we've seen with the referral program. So what exactly did he touch on, Brian?
So he made note that there were issues. The issues were mainly bots that were, and when I say bots, I'm assuming they mean like networks of people that were gaming the system. And he says that they think they've corrected it, and that is no longer an issue. Um, Before they roll out the second version of the referral program, though, he asked the community to give some input because they want to put forward a better product. And he also extended a $100 reward an extra day. So that's good if you're still trying to refer some people for $100. But I think some of the stuff that people replied, there were a lot of good replies to Natter's post yesterday. I think they're going to set forth a new revised referral program, and I think it will be better and less game. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Less able to be gamified,
Okay, just don't say that word.
and maybe
So,
gamified is not the right word. The
and
best.
why don't we just move on because nobody
Let's
really
move on.
cares.
Let's move on.
Okay. So there are a lot of good ideas put forth by the community if you read through Natter's thread. And I don't know what the ultimate solution is, but I think, I think the idea that you could roll this $100 out over a certain time frame, like maybe if once you get 10 likes on a post, you get some, or once you get a certain amount of followers, you get some. I think that would be a good way to kind of make sure people are remain signing up and actually remaining active, not just signing up and cashing out $100. I don't know how much you can do that without, kind of scaring people off and being like, I don't want to have to work this much for a $100 referral commission. But I think there is something you can do there.
Yeah, I would like to see something a little extra just so that these people aren't signing up, taking the $100, cashing it out, and never returning. I assume that a decent portion of people are doing that. They're like, maybe even the ones referring their friends are saying, hey, just sign up, you'll get $100. You don't even have to use it. And I think that you need to provide some kind of framework so that people actually do use the platform and people don't try and get others to use it just by saying, hey, you get $100, just take it and that's it.
T plus zero had a good post yesterday, kind of outlining a unique idea of how you could reward it. And his thing is everybody gets a social score or a engagement score, I guess you could call it, a trust score. And you earn points for different things. And once you reach a score of 70, then you can redeem that $100. And I like the idea. I'm sure it's not a perfect idea, but I think you could take that idea and work with it to come up with a really cool way of implementing it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to anything that will create engagement because engagement's what's going to drive other engagement. And if you have a whole bunch of people signing up and basically maybe making one post, if anything, that's not going to do anything. If you have a handful of really active people, I think that's what's going to drive more people here. And that's really what we need, I think.
Yeah, and in other news, Donald Trump launched is or announced the launch of his own social media platform, Truth Social.
Yeah, so Trump has basically going into a reverse merger with a SPAC where the company will get $875 million in cash and they will reverse merge into this new listed company on the NASDAQ. And they have plans to roll out a new social media platform, Truth Social. I'm not a big fan of the idea. I don't think that politicians should be running their own social media platform, especially when you call it truth and then you don't allow certain things. Obviously, they're going to take a page out of other social media platforms and probably not allow some opinions, some other posts. So it's just a little bit. I think that he complains a lot about social media like Twitter and Facebook, but if he's going to do the same thing, I don't think that's the right way to go about it.
Well, I mean, if you read the terms of service, it basically says that you can't sue them and that and you essentially you can't make fun of them or you can't criticize them or they can delete your post or, terminate your account.
Yeah, I could
So,
actually read part of what the terms of service says. It says, as the user of the site, Truth Social, you agree not to disparage, tarnish, or otherwise harm, in our opinion, us or the site. So I mean,
so if you
I
say you disagree with him, can they ban you? Will they ban you? I mean, in the terms of service, they say that he can. So,
I would just like to see, why doesn't he just create a new platform on the DeSo protocol? And even if he wants to filter out certain things on his website, if it's Truth Social, he can do that. But the data that other people are posting can still be pulled up on other websites, maybe Truth to Social or the real Truth Social or whatever you want to call it, depending on your politics, I guess. But I think it's important that we don't continue a trend. I mean, conservatives have a right to say that a lot of conservatives are being banned from social media, and they have been. Uh, but if you're going to create another social media platform and then do the same exact thing, or even go a step further, which I would argue the terms of service suggest, it's not going to help anything. And that's why I am such a big fan of decentralized social media, because we want that data there. We don't want the data owned by a politician as an asset. We want the data as a faucet for the public to tap into and pull up however they want.
well, you don't encourage freedom of speech by taking the control out of the hands of corporations and moving that control into the hands of politicians. That's going in the opposite direction, in my opinion. So it would be great if, I think the perfect solution would be implementing DeSo, running this site on the DeSo blockchain, and then moderating it however you like. But at least those posts and the information that's put through your site will be 100% transparent. You know, I think just like with Twitter, just like with this, I think there's ulterior motives here that, you're not really looking for an open, transparent social media website, even if you call it truth.
Right. Right. And I mean, I, obviously, like, Ed and I are not huge fans of Trump, but I would personally love to see him integrate into DeSo. And I think it would be good for the country, good for the world to see that, because that will push things forward and allow for the decentralization of social media and take this control out of politicians' hands, out of corporations' hands, and put it into our hands. And we can post what
And
we
when he
want. We
says
can see what
errors,
we
he
feel.
doesn't mean like we're going to be controlling it,
That's a
just to
good
be
idea.
clear.
Maybe we should do it. Should we launch a social media platform?
All
I'm
right,
just
so,
kidding.
so
We
let's
actually
move
already
on
have
from
one. We have
this.
NFTZ. We have NFTZ. We already have one, but it was DeSo.
Yeah. So yesterday, the Natterheads, we released the first 40 of them, and we've minted 41 so far. There's still 59 to be minted and sold. It went well. Number one, we put up for auction and it ended up selling for, I believe, 10 DeSo. And then we minted the another 39 over the course of a clubhouse room, which lasted about an hour and a half. And all of them sold. And how many sales in the secondary market have
Yeah,
taken place?
like within that hour of us auctioning off those other 39, I think there were five that sold, four or five that sold in the secondary market for anywhere between 400 to 600% the price that they initially sold for. So these people bought the Natterheads at auction in the clubhouse at around 68 to $70, and then they flipped them within literally minutes for anywhere from 200 to $400 around, give or take a few bucks. So yeah, I mean, the secondary market's alive and well. We minted one this morning, number 41, and we gave that to BitClout Chats, who's going to in turn give that away to an attendee of their DeSo Beach meetup in November. So check that out, BitClout Chats. We're going to be minting the rest. 59, Ed said, but that's only the first Genesis series. We have plans to have additional series. Ultimately, we'd like to mint 1,000 of these in total. We'll see exactly how this pans out. But it was remarkable. The clubhouse room, we had close to 80 people in there for a steady amount of time, and the bidding got heated. A lot of bids. It was friendly bidding, but a lot of bids, and
Yeah,
it was
and
just a
and
great experience.
and like you said, the first series, the Genesis series, are going to be 100 Natterheads. We plan to roll the remaining 59 of the series out slowly over the next couple of weeks. And we might post one today. We might post a couple today. We might post them tomorrow. We don't have a time schedule. So just be sure to follow the Natterheads account because it's going to be first bid. And when we roll it out, when we mint it, whoever bids first is going to get it.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. I don't think we have any other news to talk about today. Again, all of these videos are being minted as NFTs, and the first person who bids 0.25 DeSo wins the NFT of this video. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll
Yeah,
talk to you.
and we have a guest tomorrow, a guest online, a surprise guest. So yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. We'll talk to you tomorrow.